Today, I want to share with you how one brand new real estate agent went from door knocking to becoming a millionaire all through YouTube. And what's cool about this agent is that he was a brand new real estate agent. He was brand new to YouTube, and he was able to accomplish this within 1 year. And just so you know, I want to make this more of a series. I don't want this to be a one and done type of video. We don't necessarily share too many success stories, although we have a lot of them. Now, the agent that I'm referencing right now is Cesar Franco, or Franco for short. He has an incredible YouTube channel that he began in 2021. And as of present date, he has about 12 million views on his YouTube channel and over 70,000 subscribers. But it certainly didn't start out this way. Franco started as a real estate agent in early 2021. And as most real estate agents do, he was doing real estate part-time while he had a full-time income with his full-time employment. And the goal, of course, was to transition into real estate full-time. So we started working together in January and really mapping out what needed to happen in order to have success in real estate. So after several sessions together, we identified the blueprint that we were going to work from. We established that he was going to work his sphere of influence, which every single real estate agent, regardless if you're brand new or experienced, needs to do. And we added an element of door knocking, which eventually became a cold calling strategy. Because what we were looking for at that time was some instant business. We needed to call those expires. We needed to call those BizBos so we can get listings as much as possible. Again, nothing out of the ordinary per se. This is something that a lot of real estate agents, especially starting out, jump into. But while he was executing on that, his sphere of influence and one active prospecting strategy, we also implemented a passive marketing strategy, which is essentially the formula that a lot of our real estate agents that coach with me deploy. And the vehicle that we used for that passive marketing strategy was YouTube. Now, at first, there was some resistance to the YouTube idea because it was brand new to him. He didn't really have too many examples to go from other individuals in his market. And there is that component of it taking time, right? So we were looking for quick results because at the end of the day, we needed to transition from a full-time regular job into a real estate career. But at the end of the day, we mutually agreed on how we were going to continue working together. We were going to have that sphere of influence in place. We were going to be doing either that door knocking or cold calling. There was a transition in between after a couple of months. And then we were going to execute on YouTube in tandem. So these three things we were launching at once. So once we signed off on that blueprint, we were off to the races. So he first started off recording with his iPhone, then he added a microphone, then he replaced his iPhone with a camera, then he focused on lighting, then he continued to improve and level up his video game. And we launched his YouTube channel February of 2021. Now, it did take him several days to complete his first video because, again, this was a brand new skill set that he was just learning. But he quickly figured it out and consistently started putting out content. First, he started with 1 video per week. Then he started doing 2 videos per week. And then he started doing 3 videos per week, which at that time, again, remember, this was February. He was doing that into March, into April, into May, into June, into July. And I'd love to tell you that after all those months, he had absolutely exploded in business and everything was fantastic. But if I told you that, I would be lying to you, because the YouTube channel barely had any subscribers, and also the amount of views that he got on his entire YouTube channel couldn't have been more than 1,000. But he did not quit, which is a very important part of this story, and in fact, the reason that we're telling this story at this point. He was still doing his sphere of influence. He was doing a combination of cold calling and door knocking, and he was really focused on video at this point, because what he recognized was the power of compounding, because the more and more videos that he was putting out there, the more and more hours of watch time that he was generating from people that had no earthly idea who he was. And then one video suddenly hit. It amassed a couple of thousand views in just a matter of days. Now keep in mind, his average view count was less than 50 per video. So to have a video just absolutely explode on him was fantastic. And then on his next video, he did it again. Finally, his perseverance was paying off at this point. And once you start seeing results like that, you start getting more and more motivated to put out more and more content because you see it working. And at this point, we ditched the door knocking, we ditched the cold calling, and started making more videos than ever. Because keep in mind, every single week we were doing our coaching call. We were either adjusting topics to cover for the next videos, or we were working on the scripts that we were executing on for the door knocking and cold calling. And a huge kudos to Franco, because once he got the algorithm's attention, he never gave it back. It's now not uncommon for him to make a video and get 20, 40, 60,000 views in one day, which ultimately translates to generating over 30 booked appointments per week of people that are wanting to work with him. These are all free leads that were all generated from YouTube, which, to say it in a different way, these are all people that are ready, willing, and able to work with Franco. Now, given that he has a national audience, he's not able to work with everybody directly, of course. So he has established an internal team that helps triage all of the leads coming in to, by the time that he connects with the leads, they're ready to go, which he's then able to take those people that he speaks with and connect them with referral partners all across the country. And without putting too much of his personal business out there, which I've already done plenty, I can tell you that the quality of life that he is living now is radically different than when he started real estate. This year alone, which we're about halfway through the year, he has spent several months in Mexico, in Ecuador, Bali, and other places traveling, all while he continues his regular upload schedule. And he's able to afford this lifestyle thanks to YouTube, because now he has a thriving real estate team. He has a thriving referral business. He gets a good amount of YouTube AdSense, as you can imagine, and several other opportunities that I'm not at liberty to share at this moment, but once they get announced, you will hear about them. Now, I wanted to share this story because it should be motivation for you. This is not a, oh, that's him, he probably had acting school, or he probably was super outgoing, or he knew everything about YouTube. None of that. He had none of that. And you might be in a similar place where you have heard about YouTube, but might not have an entry point, or really are confused on how to go about YouTube. The good news here is that this can happen for you as well. You don't have to move to anywhere to make your dreams happen. You don't have to buy all this fancy equipment. You have everything you need right here in your phone. Franco's story is not an isolated event. It just happens to be one that I'm very familiar with because I saw it from the very beginning and I was helping him execute on his strategy along the way. Now, there's many more other Francos out there that I have personally been able to help. The beauty of what I know and what I do is that I'm able to see things happen in real time. Because I have a direct hand in that, I don't have to fetch a random ass example off of YouTube and then present it to you. I'll tell you a story right now on how prevalent that culture is of taking other people succeeding and winning and then passing it off as your direct hand in it. There's a pretty large event that I went to over the weekend that had some pretty monster speakers. And one of the presenters, I'm not gonna say who it was giving examples of how to do something in the real estate space, specifically on YouTube. But it quickly got awkward when one of his case studies that he was making it seem like he had a bit more hand in helping was actually in the audience. So I share that story because I want you to see and be mindful of who you're taking advice from. But I digress. If you're interested in partnering with us, check out the links down below. There's several ways to do it. And if you want to see more success stories just like this, let me know by commenting Franco down in the comment section below. And to get started on YouTube, check out this video right here.